All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abington Board of Selectmen's meeting, October 28, 2019, 6:30 PM. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Any public announcements, Kevin?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, sir.
No, sir. Tim?
The police department asked me to read, the Abington Police Department has announced the hours for trick or treat in the town of Abington on Halloween are from 4 PM to 8 PM. The Abington Police encourages residents to shut off outside lights after 8 PM to reinforce that hours were established with safety in mind. Parents should also make sure their children are aware of the candy deadline in advance. All parents should have a discussion with their children about respecting other people's property and, most importantly, adhering to the following safety tips. Adults should accompany young children. Older children should trick or treat in groups of 3 or more. Parents should clearly know the trick or treat route that their children will be taking. Children should only trick or treat in familiar and well-lit neighborhoods. Children should wear costumes that are light colored or garbed with reflectors. Children should not wear masks or use makeup that interferes with proper vision or hearing. Children should carry flashlight with new batteries or glow sticks. Children should not carry hard plastic or wood props such as daggers or swords. Substitute with foam rubber, which is soft and flexible. Adults and children should watch for traffic at all times, even on side streets. Remember that Halloween is on a Thursday night this year. Motorists should drive well below the speed limit up to an hour before and after the posted trick-or-treat hours. Trick-or-treaters should go to all the houses on one side of the street before they cross the street to the houses on the other side. Do not zigzag back and forth. Trick-or-treaters should stay on the sidewalks, driveways, and walkways to avoid ruts or holes on the lawn. Trick-or-treaters should not accept unwrapped or unpackaged candy. Parents should inspect all candy before anything is eaten. Parents should also know that the police department has requested that Abington store owners not sell any of the following products to children under the age of 18 from October 28th until November 1st. Spray paint, eggs, soap, shaving cream, and toilet paper. Parents are requested to notify the Abington Police Department if they observe any local stores violating this request. Thank you.
Nice job, Tim. Seems like you've done a lot of trick-or-treating.
Be careful, it's gonna be wet Thursday night, so be careful out there.
All righty. Public comment. Before we start on public comment, I have one that I will make. We are aware that the recent termination of Justin Shanahan has caused much concern in the community. Personnel action is not suitable for an open session, and this matter is not listed on our open session agenda. Therefore, it is not a subject that can be discussed during public comment, so I wanted to make that.
Could I add something to that?
Sure.
If it's possible. I forgot to mention this when we were talking about announcements. Those interested in the ABCAM Board of Directors is scheduled to meet tomorrow night at 6:30 at the ABCAM studio, which is in the high school, towards the back of the high school near the tennis courts. I just want to let people know that the ABCAM chair was notified that this room had been reserved if they were interested, but they did not take us up on the offer. And I noticed it in the town manager's report. He does make a comment in his report to the board about the Abington CAM. So for the benefit of those who are here for any information on this topic, I would make a motion to move the town manager's report to the beginning of the agenda. I know we have a couple of hearings, but I don't think this will take long. If that's agreeable to the board, I'd like to move the town manager's report forward.
Is that in the form of motion, Ken?
Yes, it is.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, we're allowed to do that, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All in favor? Passes. So Rick, please.
Sure, I can make this quick. Previously, the question had been asked, what the future may be of the lot here on Glenowitz Way that the town acquired a few years back. And it was suggested that I get an input from the school superintendent, and that is attached. At this point, they're not specific on any recommendation other than that they would agree that it would be for municipal purposes, including open space and recreation. And at this point, I think the question is, is there a need that needs to be addressed now, or something that this board or future boards should act on when there's a need that arises that's clear? Second point would be just health insurance. I know we've talked about it over the last couple of years, but I am meeting with some of our neighbors probably within a week, week and a half, to further discuss the possibility of a joint purchase agreement. In addition, our Insurance Advisory Committee will be meeting within a few weeks, too, to look at, to review our success over the years, as well as any potential plan design changes that might be helpful going forward. Our police management RFP, I have forwarded a draft to Kevin and Ken. Kevin and Ken had provided me some bullet points that they'd like to see in the study, and we put that in the form of an RFP based upon some other models we had. I know that Ken and Kevin, at some point, I don't know when you'll be at that point where you decide, where you've reviewed it and asked for any changes.
Hopefully at our next meeting, we should be able to.
Okay, so it's, all right, good enough. So that is moving. I know it was a little bit of work and to get it into a proper form for an RFP. The last thing, which is I think what Ken was referring to, is that last week, when we had heard about the personnel matter and the ABCAM, my concern, because some of those members of that board are appointed by the town, by the school committee board of selectmen, what liability the town may have. I did check with council, and council has advised, and I know this afternoon I forwarded you that opinion, that he does not believe there's any specific liability. However, there are some meeting requirements, not specifically open meeting law, but there are parts of their closed session meetings, specifically in their bylaws, our guideline is to be subject to the open meeting law. That's between council and my review and others. That's where we stand with that. So once again, no specific liability. As far as whether all procedures were followed, as prescribed by their bylaw, that's not a question that I have answers to. I don't know if that's a question the board wants answers to, but again, it's a private not-for-profit. It's not a branch of the town of Abington, so whatever your pleasure.
Ken?
If I could, I've been reading through the bylaws because I have nothing better to do than the ABCAM bylaws, and I have some serious concerns. I'd like to make a motion to direct the town manager to review whether all procedures will follow pertaining to the action of the ABCAM Board of Directors and to report back to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, in form of motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I'm a little concerned about that because we just got word that the town has no liability, and now we have the town looking into the board?
They're supposed to follow the procedures of the open meeting law. That's in the bylaws. And I don't think they did.
For executive session,
That's right.
or closed meeting, correct.
And we do have one representative on there that's appointed by us, which they were just reappointed in June. So, I have serious concerns that they didn't follow the rules, their own rules.
Would you prefer that we have our appointee at our meeting, Ken?
That was
or-
gonna be my next motion. I
Oh.
can include it in that if you want.
I'd have you included in that.
I would motion to direct the town manager to review whether all procedures were followed pertaining to the action of the Board of Directors and to report back to the Board of Selectmen. And I would actually like to meet next Monday. That won't be part of the motion, but at our next meeting, and ask our ABCAM representative to attend. That would be my motion.
Okay. And Tim, you still second that motion?
Yes, second.
All right. And further discussion, Jim, anything, or
No.
Kevin? No? Okay, and I'm certainly in favor of that motion, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, unanimous.
If I could, Rick, if we would, I don't even know, I've kind of, I don't know if the board's available to meet next Monday, but if we were, would you be able to have any sort of, review?
I should be able to. I assume most of the information is public with regard to meetings and notices and procedures for executive session. That should be fairly readily available. If not, I'll let you know, but that would seem reasonable.
I mean, I hate to ask for extra meetings, but this is important. I'd like to act, you know, I mean, a lot of it hinges upon what happens at tomorrow night's meeting, but I think it's important that we get out there right away, if we could. So I'd like to see if we can meet Monday night,
November 4th.
or, you know, it doesn't have to be Monday night, it could be another night, if it's a bit of other members, but.
I don't mind November 4th. I'm not gonna be here from the 11th until till the 15th. I'll be on vacation, but I don't have a problem with the 4th.
4th is fine with me.
It's fine with me.
Good.
Fine. Okay.
Next
And-
Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Rick mentioned, it's a nonprofit, but I have questions, because I think we had voted to have that money turned over to the town. I don't think it's been done yet. I need to know if it is a nonprofit, what they're using for a tax ID number, if they have one, if they're using one. I know they have a treasurer, so the treasurer may decide to join us at that meeting. That I'm not asking him to, but he may want to.
No, we should ask any board members,
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
specifically, obviously, you know, our representative, but I mean, you know, I think we should ask questions like that at the meeting, you know?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Is that it? Any public comment? Just to-
Planning board has a meeting that same night.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll move that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
The 4th? Thanks.
Nancy's very skillful in making sure we all fit.
Say that again?
So Nancy's very skillful in making sure we all fit.
Okay, that's fair enough.
No pressure.
All right. Public appointments, 6:35, request to transfer commercial garage and Class 2 licenses from Stephen Skilling's DBA Skilling's Auto Sales, Inc., to Tamer Shah, if I pronounce that wrong, I apologize, and Haroon Khan, DBA Shah Auto Sales, Inc., at 120 Plymouth Street. Okay. Do I have to open this or anything, because this is just a request for transfer, Rick?
I think it's,
There is a public hearing.
Thank you. Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Monday, October 28, 2019, at 6:35 PM in the Carter Hearing Room, 500 Glenwood Way, for transfer of commercial garage and Class 2 licenses from Stephen R. Skilling's, DBA Skilling's Auto Sales, Inc., to Taimur Shah and Haroon Khan, DBA Shah Auto Sales, Inc., at 120 Plymouth Street, Abington, Mass. Thomas Conley, Board of Selectmen Chairman.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting.
second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Meeting is open. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for hearing us. My name is Peter Klein, and I represent Tamer Shah and Haroon Khan, and they'll be doing business at Shah Auto Sales at 120 Plymouth Street. The property is currently being used as a Class 2 dealership and garage by Mr. Steve Skilling, Skilling's Auto. They've been there for almost 45 years, I believe, since 1971. And we're here today, going forward with a purchase and asking this board to allow our Class 2 petition, as well as the garage, repair commercial garage license. And just very quickly, by way of background, for Abington historians, probably, this was the old Jenny, I think Jenny gas station, way back in 1940. The same structure's been there. Mr. Skilling's and Skilling's Auto has been there since '71. Nothing is going to change as far as the service, as far as the physical infrastructure. The assets of Skilling's are all part of the purchase. Everything is staying. And Shaw Auto hopes to, basically, as far as the town is concerned, it's business as usual, just under a new ownership and new name. This should not affect have any bearing on any additional traffic. It's the same, I think, the same parking spaces, same sales amount for cars, same garage bays. Nothing is changing except new ownership. Tamir and Haroon are a father-son. And as I told Tamir, he's very lucky to have a partner to go into business with his father, someone that he can trust and be a part of. As I understand it, Skillings and his father went in business in 1971, and now Tamir and Haroon are going to continue that tradition with another family business for the town of Abington. Also, Tamir is going to move his family to Abington. So he's not only going to be a business owner of Abington, but he's also going to be a resident. With his 5-year-old daughter is going to start the town of Abington schools, and his spouse are all moving in. He's going to be the on-site manager, and his father is going to be working with him. If they're here, and Mr. Skillings is here, if you have any questions, but I do ask that based on what you have, that the licenses be granted.
Is there currently a repair license at that location?
There is.
Rick, can your office confirm that the parking spots are the same for the new application?
Nancy's confirming that, yes. Call
would know.
Nancy tonight.
And it's the same hours as the previous business?
So, it's the same hours, except what they would ask is on the dealership, if it's okay with this board, they feel they can better serve the community if they are open for a few hours on Sunday. Tamir would like to offer his Sundays, that's the days, as this board knows, where people like to purchase vehicles and get out with the family. And he was hoping that from 11 to 5, if he could do that. And I do have somewhere here a copy of the hours if you would like them.
I don't think that's on the application, though.
It says
It is not.
closed.
Okay.
So, at the time the application was filed, it's the same hours. We would ask today, however, if you would permit Sunday from 11 to 5 on the hours. If that's not okay, we'll defer to the original application.
Rick, would that be something that would have to be, that we could
Yeah,
include in
this
the
is a-
vote, or do they need a new application?
It's a public hearing, correct?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
that was not I would say that wasn't properly noticed for the public hearing. You'd have to do that at a later date.
Okay.
That's what we would do, I would think.
Yeah, because we let abutters know based on this application, and maybe if they're open on Sunday, they would have a problem with that. We'd want to give them a chance to speak, not that I see an issue, but.
I do have the mailing receipts for Nancy, for all the abutters.
Any other questions from the board?
I'm going to ask a lawyer question, but I'm not a lawyer. I just know Ada Gruber, I used to always ask this question. Something about unemployment insurance, or is it just, is it just father and son the only employees, or will there be other employees?
They are speaking with the existing mechanic right now they're the only employee, yeah. But they are speaking with trying to keep the existing mechanic to keep everything going.
Rick, do you need these two separate motions? Would it be two separate motions since
It's
it's...
easier for Nancy, I think, if that's
Okay.
clear.
Any other questions, anyone? From the board? Comment, public comment?
I'd make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Right.
I'd make a motion to approve the commercial garage license transfer with the hours listed on the, hours of operations listed on that page.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I would make a motion for the Class 2 transfer license with the hours listed on the paper again.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All set.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, thank you.
Good luck, guys.
I'd like to make,
Good luck.
I'd like to thank Mr. Skillings too, for having such a great business in town for a long time, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Great business. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, common vic, is that, any of that thing too? Is that a meeting?
Public hearing too, I think.
Public hearing? 640, request for common victual license, Powerhouse Nutrition LLC, 493 Washington Street. Elise MacGyver? Hey, Elise, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Rick, this doesn't have it as a public hearing, is this not?
Correct, it's not a public
Okay,
hearing
thank you.
requirement, no.
So, do I just tell you guys about it, or, I did this in Weymouth before, but I've never done it here, so.
Same thing, only with nice.
Same thing, just, right. So whatever you said in Weymouth, say it to us, just use Abington as a reference.
So, we recently purchased 493 Washington Street. We have Powerhouse Nutrition, currently inside of the former Hometown Athletic Club or Advanced Cardio and Strength, now Brick Wall. We recently closed on October 19th, due to them wanting to open their own shake bar there. So we bought a building and moved to 493 Washington. We've been there for 2 years now. Really, we keep everything the same as we've already done previously, just in our own space rather than leasing from the gym. And yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing's really going to change. We're actually going to reduce hours because we had them till 9 because the gym was open till 9. But where we're in our own space now, it's going to be less hours, I believe. I should have written it on there, I think.
We have 6 AM to 7 PM Monday through Friday, 8 AM to 3 PM Saturday, and 8 AM to 2 PM Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yep, so that's exactly what we're looking to do. And really, we just sell protein shakes, teas, coffee, stuff like that. No food. And I know you had said something about, I walked in, I heard you talking about Marshall Adams. I actually spoke to Marshall Adams at 3:45, and we got everything all ironed out. He had looked back and found that the issues that we were trying to figure out with the building code and Doug Ulwick, all those actually are null and void because when he looked into it, he saw that the building code said where it's under 49, we're actually under 49 seating capacity, which we're at like way under that. It's actually grandfathered in. So now a non-issue. He said I can bring Doug's new drawing in tomorrow and he'll issue the permit to complete work.
He also mentioned through an email that I saw an issue with parking. Did you guys address that?
Doug would address it in the plans, yes. We have 6 spots out back. And whatever, I know Doug had researched into the parking with the building code and all that, so it's all in the narrative. I don't know if that's here. But he had Doug write it in the narrative as far as what he found on the architectural plans. So I actually don't have a copy of them right now because he had to, this is on the 3rd rendition of them. So the final copy will be in to the office tomorrow, and then I'll be able to see exactly how they had it worked out. But we're staying fully in compliance. We've been working closely with Marshall, the Board of Health. I've already worked with the fire department, the police department, and you guys were kind of my last box to check.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I was racking my brain trying to figure out where this is.
Bill's Barbershop.
Bill's
I
Barbershop.
just saw the outside of the building is all being worked on, so
Do you
very
guys
good.
know when that opened? They said thanks for 125 years on the window.
You know,
would know.
I moved here,
I've been getting my hair cut for almost that long, no.
actually, Doug Ulwick would know.
Can I ask him? Yeah.
Yes, he would.
He would know.
He definitely would.
Yeah.
I just want to make a comment that I'm almost 60 years old and never set foot in the gym. So now, I purposely didn't go to this because it was in the gym, but now I may be able to go there, so.
I feel like a lot of people have said that. They're like, it's kind of awkward walking into a gym, but we'll come now. I'm like,
Okay.
Any questions so that I can answer for you guys?
That's what I'm asking about. They just want to throw stuff out there, I guess.
I would just add that typically, you know, applicant comes before you looking for a common victualer's license prior to spending a lot of money with permitting, because to go through a long permitting, expensive process and then come in here and find out they're not going to get a common victualer's license doesn't make sense. So that's why she's here this evening to ensure that, she doesn't continue to spend time, effort, and money with our inspectional department. So if you were to make your vote contingent upon those approvals, then she wouldn't have to come back.
Isn't it really contingent upon their approvals anyway?
Yeah, they
You-
can say you can't open, you can't.
Right.
They make the final decision,
Yeah.
with me at least.
Entertain a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Second? Okay. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Unanimous, you're all set?
Thank you.
There you go.
Good luck, thank you.
Thank you. All righty.
You walk there, you can come out as Jim walked.
I might get this over
Absolutely, yeah.
before you,
I'll derail that. Actually, I'm okay, go ahead.
Okay. Moving on. Let's see, approval of October 8th and 15th, 2019 open session minutes. Entertain a motion when someone is ready.
I will make a motion to approve the regular session minutes of October 8th, 2019 as written.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion on the 15th.
I'll make a motion to accept the open session meeting minutes of October 15th.
Second.
Was that the meeting that?
15th was the one that Tom wasn't here.
Okay, all
He
right.
was here for the executive portion.
Oh, okay, all right.
He was here for the adjournment.
Yeah.
Right.
Which one?
15.
Oh, good. So, have a motion, do I have a second?
Yep. 1, 2.
Oh, 1, 2? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I didn't vote. Yeah, you abstained.
There you go. All right, discussion of the Summer Street utility easement.
As, well, the board's aware, we had gone through this process twice, 2 different RFPs. The first one was at a point in time where there was some consideration that the Summer Street easement may be a possible access to the housing development being built behind the senior center out there. And at some point, it came to, the board decided that that was not what you were accepting of. We went through another process where this was bid just as a utility easement. That was in January. The RFPs were due in July. As it happens, we only had one proposal. That proposal met your minimal requirements. And for the public's knowledge, the board had met with the proponents in executive session under appropriate measures within the open meeting law. And after the last meeting, the board has approved it, well, subject to open meeting vote of the Board of Selectmen. So that's where we stand. I know the proponents are here if there's any questions that you have beyond what you've already aware of from executive session.
Any questions from the board?
I have nothing further.
Okay.
And this was also approved by town meeting, and I believe is 2018, so this is not a surprise.
Well, I'll just throw it out there that we, the board as a whole had some concerns whether it was a road, but it's just a utility.
Correct.
So, yeah, I have no problem. And I'll make that motion to approve that. Do you need specific wording or just Summer Street
Just to,
utility easement? Okay. All right, I'll make that motion, Summer Street utility easement.
Second it.
Second. Any further discussion? set, Tim?
Me? I've been ready for a week. 2 weeks.
All righty. Motion seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, discussion of on legal services RFP?
I think I had asked that to be put on the agenda. I just want to, does the board want to look at everybody that submitted? How many people submitted bids? You told us at the last meeting,
I believe there were 13.
13. Does the board want to have those 13 people come in and ask him questions, or would they like a subcommittee to do it? And then give recommendations back to the board?
Might be a good idea to have a subcommittee narrow it down.
Yep.
Down to
3. Sound like a good number?
Sounds like a great number.
Did we assign a subcommittee?
It's just you.
Nominate Tom.
You are something.
Well, Kevin and I are already on a couple
Yeah,
of
they are,
subcommittees, so
So you're already on?
we're already on another subcommittee.
So you're out?
Well, we got a lot of work to do.
So you're out.
Gotta get to that shake place.
There you go.
I'll be on whatever
I can
we
be
need
on
to
the
be on.
subcommittee.
Can you be on the subcommittee? Jim, can you?
Yeah, I can do
All right,
that.
then that will be the subcommittee. It'll be Tim and,
You guys be ready to report at the next meeting?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sign
I
me
have
up.
plenty of time. I'm retired.
and
You got room in that truck with me?
Yeah?
There we go.
we've already done the
Take it over.
town, we've already done the town manager's report.
Tim and Jim, yes.
Do we need to motion that subcommittee or?
Do we need a motion for the subcommittee?
I don't think so.
No.
No. I don't,
Sorry, should ask.
not that I'm aware of.
Can I know we're getting ready to close up. Can I just, I know we have a member of the town manager's search committee in the audience, I believe. I think they, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but he can come up and ask if he wants, but I think they were inquiring about maybe having a liaison from our board. Just not to go to their meetings, but in case, to reach out if they had any questions. So I don't know if we want to put that on the meeting for the next agenda, or if the board, you know, does Rick want to, you want to come up and? I've just heard through the grapevine.
Right,
from
and
a
it's
couple
not on our
members.
agenda, so I just, I really
No,
want
so
to
we
be.
probably won't take a vote tonight.
We
but
can't
if-
motion anything, or really discuss.
Right, yep.
But we can listen.
Don't tell us, yeah, don't tell us too much, because you're not on the agenda.
Right.
Richard Smith, 99 Dorsey Street. I have been voted chairperson of the town manager's search committee.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
or condolences. It's a lot of work.
Long story short, as we're going through our notes, certainly one thing that would help facilitate our duties would be to have a liaison, have some sort of contact that we could reach out to if we have any questions. I know one of the questions we have is, obviously, we're preparing a job description. We'd like to make a post, and obviously that post is going to contain some money items. So we're unsure whether or not we want that passed by town council before we post it, and/or how we're going to facilitate the payment for those types of things. So if you could certainly put us on your agenda for next week, that would be a great asset that we could have a discussion on that and formalize a liaison.
I think we could put that on for the,
Excellent.
Rick, can you add that to for the 4th?
Sure.
And then we can go from there and talk about it.
Okay. I will pass in, I have a formal letter from our committee to the board requesting as such, that I'll give off to Nancy and have that on file as well.
Excellent.
You probably,
Go ahead.
is there an opening on that committee, or not yet?
There is, I didn't want to bring that up where I wasn't on the agenda.
No, but, I mean, if there is, we can probably act upon it, at least at the next meeting, you know? In other words, well, I don't know, it will be up to the town manager, but, and our board, but I heard there's an opening, and we obviously don't want an opening to sit vacant.
We lost someone off?
Due to unforeseen circumstances, we're having a member that's going to have to step down, just unable to fulfill.
Do
commitments.
we
So
have?
we'd have to open that up again to,
Yeah, do we have a formal letter from them yet?
We do not have
No,
a
okay,
formal
all right
letter.
then.
He has expressed concerns and questions to me. I did forward Nancy's email so that he can take care of that.
Yeah.
And certainly we'll follow up with him because I haven't seen that as well.
Yeah, so
And
next
as far
week,
as I know,
if-
Nancy hasn't either, so.
How long do we have to have it posted, though, the opening?
I don't know, but if we have it, if we had that letter at the next meeting, we can announce it, and then a meeting after that, we can appoint.
right, a point.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
I hope.
Our feeling is we're having quorums at our meetings, so it's not a necessity, but also by the charter, We're supposed to have 7, so.
There certainly was a lot of interest, so I'm sure,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
sure
sure
there'll
we'll
be
get
people
more.
that would like to get on, so.
Okay.
Thank you, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, thank you.
No, no worries.
No, thanks
If you don't
for-
have any other questions, I'll.
Yep, all set, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next week.
Next week. Be prepared. For next week.
Anything else?
Anything else? Anybody questions? Town manager, anything? Really? It's not a trick or
We're meeting
treat.
next week, so
We are meeting next week, that's true.
we'll see everybody tomorrow night.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Will you?
Second.
Second? All those in favor? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you all very much. Have a good evening.